circle, draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide, draw it wider still. Let this be our song. No one stands alone, standing side by side. Draw the circle, draw the circle wide. Draw the circle, draw the circle wide. Draw the circle, draw the circle wide.
Welcome. I am Shannon Michael, minister here, and my pronouns are he and they. And I want to add my welcome to everybody, musicians and participants alike, to this space. I particularly want to call out the tech team who is supporting the event this evening. They have the most complicated job, and we are grateful for your support. Yep, and what's happened? Off and on, thank you. Nope. Hello, Travis. Thank you. He often tells me to turn microphones off and on. Speaking of off and on, this evening we attempted to actually turn Jesus off, the one behind us. There is a switch that actually shuts an illumination off from behind, but it's solstice, and the sun is high at its zenith. And if you had been here earlier, I had never seen that window shine so bright as I was trying to turn it off. The inner light would not be turned off. The inner light would not be turned off. We're assembled here this evening as a queer people. I'm not talking about sexual orientation. Queer as in transgressive. Queer as in subversive of the tyranny of the normal. Queer as in resisting that the normative must mean everyone. We are a queer people here gathered. Welcome, and I invite you, whatever language you give it, to take a moment and connect with that inner radiance on this solstice as we gather in this place as a queer people. And if you want, I invite you to make contact with your body and feel that queer illumination, the distinctiveness that is you merging with what is. You are seen and you are safe here. And I invite you to say those words to yourself. I am seen and I am safe here. And then I invite you to turn maybe once or twice until we've turned to everyone. You are seen and you are safe here. You are seen and you are safe here. And finally, my beloved queer kin, let us say it with abundance of joy, of sound. We are seen and we are safe here. Welcome into this holiness.
Both pride and worship are acts of celebration and protest. acts of remembrance, an enactment of a world where all belong. We practice these acts in a world where the safety and right of LGBTQIA+ people are threatened every day. Tonight, we cry out for justice, and we rejoice in the beauty of our embodied selves. We remember the suffering of those who came before us and imagine new ways of loving ourselves and our neighbors. Pride Month is a celebration of the image of God in everyone and the diversity of humanity. In the beginning, when God breathed the breath of life in us, God blessed us and called us very good. There is no better way to celebrate the fact that we were created in the image of the divine than by being unapologetically ourselves and becoming the people God called us to be: authentic, whole, complex, and made to love, even when others say they have gone out of their mind. So tonight, I invite you to stand, to link arms with the people beside you as I pray a prayer of thanksgiving. So stand, link arms. It's going to be an active service. You're going to get to. You got it. There you go. All right, and let's pray now together. Blessed are you, God of the universe. You sanctify us with the commandment to love ourselves and one another. You bless us with a diamond bright radiance that still ripples out from your first spoken words of creation. We give you thanks, O God. Amen.
There are so many messages out in the world, so many different conflicting messages, and sometimes the one that's hardest to hear is that we are loved. And so we're going to sing that as a song here. There we go. You are loved. You are beautiful. You're a gift of God, God's own creation. You're a gift to all the world, God's gift of love to them. You are loved. God danced the day you were born. Let's sing together. You are loved. You are beautiful. You're a gift of God, God's own creation. You're a gift to all the world, God's gift of love to them. You are loved. God danced the day you were born. You are loved. You are beautiful. You're a gift of God's own creation. You're a gift to all the world, God's gift of love to them. You are loved. God danced the day you were born.
My name is John Corpus, a member of Celebration Community Church and a lifelong Fort Worthian. Pronouns are he and his. I would like to share about a prominent Lutheran priest and theologian in Germany named Martin Niemöller. In the 1920s and early 1900s, he sympathized with ideas and right-wing political movements. Initially, an anti-Semitic Nazi supporter, his views changed when he was imprisoned for 8 years in a concentration camp against Nazi control of churches. Pastor Martin Niemöller is best known for his writing, First They Came. First they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. Winston Churchill, former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom during the Second World War, said that those that fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. At Celebration Community Church, there exists an Equity and Inclusion Committee that seeks to educate, advocate, engage, and empower the congregation to join in community justice and equality for all. Recently, Celebration hosted a Democracy Needs Us Now Come, Learn, and Share event. It was presented by the Justice Network of Tarrant County and Tarrant County Votes. It was well attended by many of our friends, extended families, and allies. Low voter turnout is a threat to our democracy, and voter turnout in Tarrant County is low. The League of Women Voters of Texas offers a nonpartisan voter's guide online, and it would be vote411.org. I encourage you to seek it as our elections approach. I consider that we should exercise our right to speak out by voting. Your participation at city, county, school board, state, and national levels is very important to us. I consider there to be 3 R's of voting. First, register to vote. Second, research the candidates' views on issues of concern that are important to you. Third, remember to vote. Register, research, then remember, of course, to vote. Become an influencer for voting in our LGBTQIA2S+ community. I thank you.
All right, I'm going to read the call, and you all are going to give me a vibrant response, all right? The psalmist says, "As for me, I will live with integrity." Pride is the response of dignity and integrity to shame. Pride begins for me when I decide my integrity is worth more than my fear, my dignity worth more than the fears of the world. The 14th Dalai Lama says, "Love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive." Pride is believing that I am worthy of compassion. Pride is believing that my experiences of suffering have strengthened me to offer compassion to others, even to those who cannot yet have compassion for themselves. Rumi says, the essence of the Spirit. Its nature reflects the divine transcendence. Holding ourselves and one another accountable to the divine. Pride is the memory and the promise of many traditions that we are divinely created and divinely loved, that the boundless diversity of humanity is somehow a reflection of the very nature of the divine. Swami Bhumananda, practiced so many times. Swami Bhumananda Tirtha teaches from the Bhagavad Gita, seeing the Lord equally present in all, one does not hurt or kill another. When hurting becomes one's habit, all goodness and nobility will irresistibly follow. Pride is respect at the foundation of our relationships to ourselves and one another. Pride is respect for the integrity of living openly and honestly. Respect for the compassion of loving across the experience of difference. Respect for the truth of our unity and our diversity. The prophet Isaiah says, "Arise, shine, for your light has come." Pride is the joy of shining brilliantly when you no longer have to hide. Pride is the excellence that flourishes when relationships, communities, and institutions are built and rebuilt on a foundation of integrity, compassion, accountability, and respect. When each of us can, as the psalmist says, stand with our feet on the level ground before one another, shining in the light. As we worship together, we ground ourselves in tradition and memory as we lift our hopes for the future. We declare our commitment to live out these values of integrity, compassion, accountability, respect, and excellence in our relationships with all members of our community. Let us celebrate the rich spectrum of diverse identities within our communities. Let us honor the courage of those who dared and still strive to live their lives with integrity, and let us continually seek to respect and rejoice in the dignity of every human being.
My name is Pastor Kristen Clyde at Curie Pub Church. It's a Lutheran church. So I'm going to read a prayer called Asher Yatzar, the one who forms. It's a prayer of gratitude for our bodies, trans, non-binary, intersex, and all others. Let us pray. Ruler of the universe, who has formed the human being with wisdom, you create in the human body millions of, and it is clear and well known that if just one of these valves within the complexity of each body was blocked or ruptured, it would be impossible to survive. The day come when it is also obvious and evident that if just one unique body within the complexity of your world is blocked or ruptured, if just one of us are the best in the world, then it is impossible for all of your creation to. Blessed are you, of all wisdom, source of all life and form, who implemented within
for it.
Good evening. Fort Worthian, unlike the previous two speakers. But Fort Worth is currently my home, and I'm here to speak to you today. As I stand here today, I'm so thankful to have the opportunity to be here and speak with you. For those of us who are queer, especially those of us like myself who grew up in environments that did not affirm our queerness, it truly feels like a miracle that we are able to be here. Not only have we survived, but we have found pride in ourselves. For many of us, this resistance in the face of continuing discrimination and violence towards our communities is only This is the faith we have in what some will call our inner knowing. The inner knowing is sometimes a voice, but most often it is a sensation within our bodies. The inner knowing tells us who we are and that we are inherently good. The inner knowing encourages us to come out, find queer community, and then encourage others in their queer journeys. The inner knowing questions and resists the voices of judgment and condemnation, voices that are sometimes from others and sometimes within our own minds. In his book, In the Margins, A Transgender Man's Journey with Scripture, the priest, playwright, and queer theologian, Father Shannon T.L. Kearns, describes a time when he felt faith in his inner knowing. This knowing told him that he was a transgender man and that he had to transition and come out. Father Shannon describes it this way. One day, I became still and quiet and checked in with myself, and I felt deeply that even if the worst happened, even if my wife left me, even if I had to leave ministry, even if my family disowned me, I had to do this. What Father Shannon was describing is an act of faith that most queer people are familiar with. My faith in my inner knowing is what allows me to stand here today and proudly proclaim that I'm a Black, biracial, bisexual, polyamorous woman. However, beyond just the personal impact of my own confidence and pride, faith in my inner knowing has also encouraged me to support and affirm the queerness of others, encouraging them to have faith in their inner knowing. Because when we combine our inner knowing with the support and affirmation of the community, we begin to see the miracles of resistance, hope, and pride deep within us and all around us. Currently, I do my work of supporting and affirming others through my involvement with queer affirming faith communities and queer affirming nonprofits. So with that said, I will now ask all of you to join me in such support. One excellent organization that needs all of our support is LGBTQ Saves. I recently became the volunteer coordinator of Saves, and I'm excited to share with you all what we do. Our mission is to provide safe and brave spaces for the social and personal development of LGBTQ youth. If you have any questions about the work of Saves and how you can contribute to our mission, please visit our website, follow us on social media, and speak with me after the service. Supporting groups like Saves is one of the most important ways we can put our faith into action. And it's one of the best ways of helping others to recognize and trust their inner knowing. Thank you all, and happy Pride.
One, two, three, four.
We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore.
We've got the right to choose, and there ain't no way to lose it. This is our life, this is our song. We'll fight the powers that be, just don't pick our destiny, 'cause you don't know us,
You don't belong. We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore.
Oh, you're so condescending. Your call is never ending. We don't want nothing from you. Your life is tried and jaded, boring and confiscated. If that's your best, your best won't do.
We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore.
From Exodus chapter 15, chapter 1, verse 15. Vayomer Melech Mitzrayim lam yaldot ha'ivrit. The king of Egypt spoke to the Hebrew midwives, one of whom was named Shiphrah and the other Puah, saying, when you deliver the Hebrew women, look at the birth stool. If it is a boy, kill him. If it is a girl, let her live. The midwives, fearing God, did not do as the king of Egypt had told them. They said, let the boys live. So the king of Israel summoned the midwives and said, why have you done this thing, letting the boys live? The midwives said to Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not like the Egyptian women. They are vigorous. Before the midwife can come to them, they've given birth. And God dealt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and increased greatly. Because the midwives feared God, God established households from them. And we ask, why do some risk their lives for strangers when others do not? What is in the souls of some righteous people who say, this is not another in other, but one who is B'Tselem Elohim, created in the image of God? And that day will come, we pray, that day of pride, when all will see the image of God, B'Tselem Elohim, in all the children of the earth. When pride will mean to celebrate the identity, the dress, the celebrations of all in the image of God.
Shalom Aleichem. My name is Rachel Golay. I'm a proud board member at Makom Shalanu Congregation, which meets here, and I work for Keshet, LGBTQ Jewish nonprofit. Rabbi Nachman said something like this: Kol ha'olam kulo gesher tzar meod, v'hayikar lo lefachad klal. The world is a narrow bridge. The important thing is to not be afraid. Another Rebbe, Black lesbian poet Audre Lorde, shows us a path cutting straight through that fear when she writes in her poem, A Litany for Survival, when we are loved, we are afraid love will vanish. When we are alone, we are afraid love will never return. And when we speak, we are afraid our words will not be heard nor welcomed. But when we are silent, we are still afraid. So it is better to speak, remembering we were never meant to survive. Plenty of ink has been spilled about what's on the other side of Rebbe Nachman's narrow bridge. I think it's got to be something like freedom. Janan Matari writes that freedom has never come because the oppressor suddenly had a change of heart. It has always been reached because the oppressed have risked everything to achieve it. During Pride, we remember and honor those who risked everything. Ancestors like Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera, and the brave queer and trans folks of color who, when faced with police violence simply for existing, said enough is enough. That night in 1968 at the Stonewall Inn was not like other nights. On that night, when the cops began their raids, the bar patrons did not retreat as they had in the past. They didn't scatter. They stood fast. They resisted. And they sparked a revolution that brought us to this moment. We also honor those we have lost to AIDS. The ACT UP organizers who put their bodies on the line for themselves and their dying loved ones. Like Vito Russo, who said, "If I'm dying from anything, I'm dying from indifference and red tape." At Pride, we tap into our roots and we recommit to the holy work of getting free, every one of us, shoulder to shoulder, along this narrow bridge. And when I look around this room, I see strength, I see resilience, I see compassion and wisdom and love, and I see people who will not retreat. We will not retreat. We will not scatter. We are those who might pick up a mic or a brick and press on and continue to build in love the kind of community that will nourish and uplift our sacred struggle with no one left behind. And in closing, I want to share an affirmation by freedom fighter Asada Shakur. I have been locked by the lawless, handcuffed by the haters, gagged by the greedy, and if I know anything at all, it's that a wall is just a wall and nothing more at all. It can be broken down. I believe in living. I believe in birth. I believe in the sweat of love and in the fire of truth. And I believe that a lost ship steered by tired, seasick sailors can still be guided home to port. Ken Yiratzon.
Under the moon, and thank God I'm breathing. Then I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I am here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars, and our children will play. One day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day.
It's not about win or lose, 'cause we all lose when they feed on the souls of the innocent. Blood-drenched pavement, keep on moving though the waters stay raging. In this maze you could lose your way, your way. It might drive you crazy, but don't let it faze you, no way, no way.
Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around. Because one day I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars, and our children will play. One day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day.
One day this
Face all will change, treat people the same. Stop with the violence, down with the hate. One day we'll all be free and proud to be under the same song, singing songs of freedom like one day, 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 one day. I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars, and our children will play one day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day.
Hi. Oh, we don't even need that. Okay, thanks. Excellent. I am the Reverend Dr. Natalia Cherry, Bright Divinity School faculty member. My pronouns are she, her, her.
My name is Russ Dalton. I attend this church, but I'm also a member of the faculty at Bright Divinity School, and my pronouns are he, him, his. Today, we gather to celebrate being in community. Those of us here know that at times our faith communities and our wider communities have what Bugs Bunny once called pronoun problems. We've seen this with third-person pronouns. There's people, for some reason, it's very much a challenge for them to recognize the they, them as a singular pronoun. But I think we also have a pronoun problem with the second-person pronouns in our faith communities. You. I am convinced that we would have much better theology if those who translate our sacred texts into English would translate the second-person plural as y'all instead of just you.
That's true.
So that we would recognize that as much as it talks about us as individuals, our sacred texts also very often are addressing us as community. Especially for us here in the U.S. We've been enculturated so much to think so individualistically. And there's value to that, but often we miss the message of community that's so central to so many of our faith traditions. While we are individuals, we are also in this together. And that is a vital, life-giving message that I think our LGBTQIA+ communities have given the wider communities. We are unique, but we are also community. We who are gathered here this evening are people of different faiths, different colors, different backgrounds, different needs, hopes, and dreams. And we gather here as one community, knowing that we are valued, and that without each and every one of us, our community would not be what it is today. We are blessed to be in this community today where we can see and feel what it is to be fully known and fully seen.
We are also here to celebrate love. We are also here to celebrate love. Say love with me, will you? Love. Let's draw it out and make it like many Texan things, 7 syllables. Love. All right, thank you. Love that comes in many forms, of course. Our love for our neighbor in need. Our love for a friend, for partners, for family, for kin, fictive, chosen, by blood, otherwise. And the greatest love of all, our love for God and God's love for us. We celebrate exactly who we are as God's kin, made B'Tselem Elohim, as the good rabbi said. Imago Dei, as we Latin nerds say, in the image of God, with a hint of the spark of creation.
And tonight we're going to celebrate that spark with some sparkle. We're going to be offering glitter blessings for Pride. A glitter blessing is a radiant and joyful affirmation of God's boundless love for each individual. This blessing, shimmering with vibrant colors, symbolizes the divine light that shines within everyone, reflecting the unique and beautiful spectrum of our identities. It's a celebration of the unconditional love that God extends to all, regardless of or even because of our different genders, sexualities, and other characteristics. It serves as a reminder that each person is wonderfully made, cherished, and embraced by a higher power that recognizes and celebrates our authentic selves. As the glitter catches the light, it mirrors the divine spark within us, reminding us of our inherent worth and the divine love that surrounds us.
In addition to celebrating individual worth, the glitter blessing also honors the profound sense of community that Pride fosters. When multiple flecks of glitter come together, shapes and words, signs and symbols, messages glow forth. When we gather together adorned in glitter, we are reminded of the strength and support we draw from one another. This blessing emphasizes the beauty of being in community, where each person contributes to the vibrant tapestry of shared experiences, struggles, and triumphs. It is a call to unity, encouraging us to uplift and support one another, creating a space where everyone feels seen, valued, and loved. Through this blessing, we acknowledge the sacredness of our collective journey, affirming that together we can create a world that honors and celebrates diversity, inclusion, and the divine presence within each one of us.
So here's how this is going to work. If you wish to get this glitter blessing, in a moment you'll be invited to come forward row by row, first row first, second row second, and so on. And you will hold out your hand, and we'll take a Q-tip and dip it in and give you a glitter blessing. Oop, and then I need to.
It's body glitter too, not that awful stuff that falls out of greeting cards and gets stuck in your carpet and everything, just so you know.
And so then after you get the blessing, you'll simply return to your seat while we sing the song, "We Shall Be Known."
Yes, and you will catch on to the melody of the song. You're welcome and free to bring your own voice and your own harmony to the sharing of it. Come to you, so if you just give us a wink or a wave, we'll be happy to do that as well.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now And what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead with love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. Let's sing it together. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love.
During this Pride Month, may you feel a sense of renewing and a sense of courage swell inside of you. May it help propel you forward, even a little further on your path. May you feel a solid steadiness planted in your core identity, one that will hold you up when you feel those waves of fear or shame hit you. May you wake up tomorrow feeling a deeper sense of appreciation towards yourself, towards your precious body, towards your one and only life. May you feel surrounded with an extra tenderness and support if you see the road ahead may be arduous. May you even be brave enough to ask for some more support where you need it. May you know that you are capable. You are strong, and no matter what is in front of you, you will overcome. May you see your joy and tears as the light and water needed to grow through this season. May you find the clarity you seek to those unspoken questions swimming inside. And may you rise to freedom with the answers. May you never doubt your goodness, your uniqueness, your exquisite beauty. My friend, you simply glow as you move through this world. May you make it your hard and holy work to listen for your sweet voice inside. Your voice is a gift to this world, and we desperately need it. May you have the gorgeous audacity to believe that there is so much more for you. More to do, more to learn, more to give. And may you go out and live it.
I want to say thank you to everyone who helped make this service possible. There are a lot of clergy in this room, and it is lovely to know that we are supported by so many people of faith in our community. First Congregational Church, again, thank you. I feel like I spend my life thanking you. We're so indebted to you, and for allowing us to bring all of these beautiful people to your space. Reverend Shannon Michael, really thank you for doing a lot of email coordinating. The tech team, you have been incredible. Terry and Travis and Sal Ann are up there, and they're making life happen, and we really appreciate that. The incredible band of musicians behind you. We have Steph Horde, we have Cantor Sherry Allen, we have Chris Hoffman, Larissa Baxter, Jacob Brown, and to all of you who came today to celebrate and to become a community, even if just for this moment. So we're gonna end with a final song, and once you leave, if you are not registered to vote, you will be invited to register or to check your status. Alan is here. Alan, give us a wave in the back. And Natalia's right here. You might have gotten a blessing from her. They're here. Jane, do you have your things? No, okay. And so there are people here to do the voting things. And even Natalia told me today that my address, she checked on mine just to make sure the system was working, and my voter registration is to a different address. So even if you think you're good, my address is 2 years old. So just, you might want to double check, and these lovely folks can help you do some of those things. So thank you for coming tonight, and we'll end with a song.
Really give a big shout out and thank you to Puck Glass, who really was the one that arranged this entire program. I hope you all know this, because we don't want to be singing this alone.
Help. I am what I am. I am my own special creation. So come take a look, give me the hook or the ovation.
It's my world that I want to have a little pride in. My world, and it's not a place I have to hide in. Life's not worth a damn till you can say, hey, I am what I am. I am what I am. I don't want praise, I don't want pity. I bang my own drum. Some think it's noise, I think it's pretty. And so what if I love each sparkle and each bangle? Why not try to see things from a different angle? Your life is a sham till you can shout out, I am what I am. I am what I am, and what I am needs no excuses. I deal my own deck, sometimes the ace, sometimes the deuces. It's one life and there's no return and no deposit. One life, so it's time to open up your closet. Life's not worth a damn till you can shout, hey, I am.